Live. I'm just sitting here going live in my living room right now. Watching, I think this is Angel. I don't know. But I'm just sitting here in the living room by myself. Because y'all know it's just me and baby girl. She was in here. She don't left out. And I'm watching a movie. I'm just sitting here. I should have brought, I'm finna go get my tripod because I don't want to just be holding the phone up like this. So I'm finna go get my tripod. I don't think I'm finna watch this movie. I don't even think it said, I just put it on some. It said continue watching. I put it on there. I don't even know if I'm supposed to be going live with the TV on in the background. I don't know. I don't know how that works on here. Let me go get my but yeah, that's the only reason why I hopped on. Well, I don't know. I just hopped on just to hop on. Watching a movie. I need to be going to get comfortable. We just got back. Now we got back probably like 30 minutes ago. I I said I was gonna sweep. Leisha just opened up a box that I thought was mine, but it was her package. And I'm literally just sitting on the couch watching. I think it's called Angel. I ain't never seen it before, but like I said, it said continue watching and it was on my name. So I'm like, okay, let me see what this is about. But I don't think this is nothing that I want to watch though. So I'm finna cut it off. Probably just go back to YouTube like a girl always do. I love me some good YouTube. I haven't posted my video for today, but I did record content. No, Leisha. I did record content though. We went out to eat. I recorded content there. No, I recorded. I'm talking to this kid. I recorded content when we went out to eat. I recorded content on my way there. And now I'm just jumping on going live for the third time this week. I've been consistent. Pass me my tripod, please. So I'm being consistent with going live. I don't have that much I don't know what my phone on. 33%. I'm on 33%. So I'm not gonna be on here long, but I'm just trying to be consistent with going live, y'all. I'm trying to be consistent with going live. And most of the time I don't go live in the front of my house unless I'm cooking, but I'm going live in the living room today. Normally I don't do that, but yeah. So that's it, y'all. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in to Camila Divine's Live. How is everyone doing? Happy Saturday. What are you guys getting into today? Have y'all did anything yet? I was just saying that we went out to eat. I should have cut my light on. We went out to eat today. I did do content of that. The place that we went to the called Asian. It's an Asian like buffet type of place. Oh, I remember watching this movie. I did start watching it and I stopped. But we went to that place. I did do content doing that, and I did content on our way there. I edited my video that I'm gonna post today. I'm probably gonna post it once I get in the room. I ain't went in the room yet since we got back, y'all. I came straight in and I started setting up our TV because I got a new Roku little thing. We normally do the Fire Stick, but I got the Roku one this time because they said it was better, so I was setting it up. My daughter started setting it up, but she didn't finish, so I'm linking all of our accounts to it. And then I was like, you know what? I could go live. I'm just sitting here doing nothing. Or whatever. So that's what I ended up doing, just going live. I am Camila. I am new to this content creating thing. And so I try to go live just to show my personality, who I am, so y'all can see who your girl is and see if you want to subscribe and watch my other content that I record. So basically what I do is I do grocery shopping with y'all. I cook with y'all. I talk to y'all. I love on y'all. I have the gift to prophesy. So sometimes I get on and I prophesy. I talk about God. God is the number one. He's the CEO of my life. Nothing comes before God, nothing or no one. Right now I'm in transitioning from things that I'm used to having in my life that I no longer have. So God has me in a transition where I'm just following him and allowing him to do whatever it is that he needs to do in my life. And I'm just staying faithful to that and allowing God to shift me, remove people, bring people back in, stuff like that. And I basically just share my life. I share my life. I don't leave anything out, but I only release when God tells me to release. And that's basically what my platform is. So you're gonna get a little bit of everything. You're gonna get me prophesying, you're gonna get me cooking, you're gonna get me cleaning, you're gonna get me organizing, you're gonna get me in the grocery store, you're gonna get me on the way to appointments, you're gonna be at some appointments with me, you're gonna get me homeschooling my daughter, because that is what I do. You're going to get everything. You're gonna see my family on. So today, the video that I did, it was me, my mama, and my daughter. So they was kind of on there a little bit. Neither one of them really wanted to be on the camera, but they got on close to the end. But whomever is in my life, you will definitely see them in my videos. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome in. So yeah, I just like to get on and just say who I am. I try to do this a couple of times a week, because I want people to see who I am, see if you're interested in Camila. So I'm like, let me get on and start going live and just show my personality and who I am. I don't got to get on cooking all the time. Just let people know who Camila is. I'm a 42, I wish. I am 47, y'all. I will be 47. Wait, I will be 47 on Wednesday, on the 15th, July the 15th. I just realized last night that my birthday was next week. I was like, girl, it is your birthday next week. You'll be 47. Okay, push through 47. You made it, you made it, you made it. So, yeah, so my birthday is next week. I have absolutely no plans to do anything with anybody. So it's just me. Me and my baby girl, we gonna figure out something. Maybe I get a cake for us to enjoy and blow out the candles for me, right? But I'm mainly just blessed that I'm living to see 47, and I just cannot believe it. It feel like just yesterday I was graduating from high school in 1998, and now I am going to be 47. So I'm like, yes, okay, push through 47. Like, some people be ashamed, women be ashamed to say they age, baby. I'm here for it. 47 I am. I live. Thank you, God. To God be the glory, because everybody ain't seeing this age. But yeah, I just try to get on, like I said, at least 2 times a week and go live. Show my personality, who I am. And I just got back, so I am tired, because y'all, I'm in Texas, and baby, the heat is heating. It's hot. It is hot out there. So I just wanted to get on and come go live for a little bit. Be consistent. Consistent is the key with anything in your life. Y'all, one of my videos I did today, I talked about how people can say that you're the person that's Debbie the Downer, or the negative person, want everything to go your way. And most of the time, the people that's saying that about you, that's actually them. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. But they're most of the time the people that's always negative, right? They're the ones that's Debbie the Downer, or the ones that always, like, misery loves company is basically what I talked about. Misery loves company, and a person that's miserable will always make you think that you're the one that's miserable and have you doubting yourself, when actually it's them. They're the ones that's miserable. They're the ones that have no joy in their life. No, I am not in Las Vegas, but I lived in Las Vegas for most of my life. I lived in Las Vegas from the age of 5 all the way up to 20. So I am from the West Coast, but right now I'm in Texas, like Dallas parts, like the outskirts of Dallas. So that's where I'm from. That's where I'm at now, but I was raised in Vegas. What made you ask me that question? Because yes, I'm how did you know that I had a little bit of Vegas up in me? I definitely do. But y'all, let me say this. This is just a fun fact, the difference between Vegas and Texas. When I came to Texas, baby, I was hot commodity. Like, I'm like, they loved all the curves. When I was in Vegas, baby, I had them, but not like out here. Like out here, curves is in. I was actually born in Texas. So I was born in Texas, and then my mom moved to Vegas with her boyfriend. It would be common law out here, but in Vegas they don't have common law, because I heard you say it was hot and I'm in Texas. Oh yeah, it was a random questions, but it linked up. Yes, I'm in Texas. It's a whole different kind of heat though in Texas than it is in Vegas. 2 different types of heat. It's hot in Vegas too, but out here it's a whole different type of heat. But I was born in Dallas, moved to Vegas when I was 5, and I kind of bounced back and forth between my mama, my granny, and my aunties. It's definitely hotter here just because of the humidity. Like out there, my asthma did not bother me at all in Vegas. Like when I think about it back then, my asthma never bothered me. But in Texas, my asthma bothers me. Like right now, I can't be out without my inhaler because it's so humid outside. And the pollen is horrible out here. In Vegas, the pollen is not as bad, so that's another thing. But in the roads out here, when I first came out here, I wasn't about that life. Like, because in Vegas, the roads are clean, like everything is neater. And out here, you got dirt roads and people be driving on the grass. And I'm like, what in the hell? Excuse me, y'all. I'm like, what are they doing? They driving all on the grass. It was weird to me how they drive out here. Like Texas is a whole different thing. But you know, out here, they riding horses. They doing all of that stuff. In Vegas, we ain't doing all that. Give me a car, okay? Give me a car with some air. But out here, but I do, like I said, I love it out here. It's things about here I love, and it's things about Vegas that I definitely love too. Like I said, out here it looks a little bit more, it looks country because it is like country, right? It's the South. Out there it's a little bit more neater. I think the cost of living is better out here than it is there. People ask me if I gambled all the time when I was in Vegas. No, I did not, because I left when I was 20, so I didn't get the chance to do all that like that. Now I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It's a little hotel called Circus Circus. If you ever been to Vegas, that's where when I was growing up, that's where all the teenagers went. So we would ride the bus, go to Circus Circus, and baby, when you go to Circus Circus, you would get like $5 worth of quarters or pennies or something. And you would be underage, but you would try to, you would play the slot machines again and hope you didn't hit it big because you ain't gonna get the money, you're gonna get in trouble. But I would do stuff like that in Vegas too, y'all. Like, it's slot machines everywhere. It's slot machines in the laundromat, in the grocery stores, in the corner stores. Like, everywhere you go, there's slot machines. So you can gamble anywhere you go in Vegas. That's another fun fact about Great Vegas. Like, grocery stores, literally anywhere you go, you can gamble. And when I tell people that, they be really shocked about that. But and they had several schools in Vegas that are outside. What do you think? Like I said, I think in Vegas is just because it looks cleaner in Vegas than it does in Dallas. Dallas is not as clean. That's one of the things that I like most about Vegas. But I definitely like that it's cheaper to live out here because I started paying bills in Vegas. And it was cheaper out here. Like out here, I was able to get an apartment working at a daycare. I would never forget the daycare was called Grand's Little, no, it wasn't. It was called Glendale Learning Center. That was the name of it. And I was able to get a 2-bedroom apartment working there, and it was a daycare, y'all, back in, I graduated in 98, so probably 99, 2000, I was able to get a 2-bedroom apartment. Now, the apartments wasn't the best, but I was able to get a 2-bedroom apartment working at a daycare and not getting paid really good. When I was in Las Vegas, I was working at a daycare called Rump and Play. I'll never forget it. Cut the other light on there for me. Called Rump and Play. And I did have an apartment out there too, but it was me and my mama living in that one, and the cost of living was a little bit higher. But here it was me and my mama paying the bills together. Out there, rather, in Vegas. But here I was able to do it by myself, working at a daycare, y'all. Like literally working at a daycare, I was paying the rent. So that was one of the good things about here, the cost of living. But have y'all checked out the cost of living in Oklahoma, baby? They cost of living. I'll be watching one of the girls, one of my content creators, baby. It is so cheap. Yes, I did work at Grand's Little Angel. Actually, I was the first person that they ever hired to work at Grand's Little Angel. She actually started outside of her house, and I was the person working outside of her house while while they was building a location. So I was the very first person that they hired when they had all of the interviewers. I was the very first person that they hired, and she had me working out of her house. Oh, thank you, thank you. I think I'm a little bit cool, you know. I try. You know, I think I'm a little bit cool. Thank you for becoming a part of the family. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm glad God led you here. I'm glad he did. Yes, I was actually the first person that they hired to work there. So when she hired me, because Gran herself hired me, the mother, because she ended up retiring. She really wasn't coming that much, but she hired me, and I worked at her house daycare. I can't remember if it was her actual house or her house daycare, and I was just watching her two grandsons. I was just teaching her two grandsons while they finished building Grand's Little Angel. We interviewed at Grand's Little Angel, and she was like, okay, we want to hire you. So they ended up hiring me, and literally it was just me and her grandkids, and it was one other student, and I taught them for probably about a month, and then we moved into Grand's Little Angel, the building, and I actually was a part of the interview process, and we ended up hiring two other people, and I was the lead person there. So I would sit in on interviews and stuff like that. Like it was a real big, beautiful moment for me, because I thought I was just a regular worker, right? And when I interviewed, and they was like, "Oh, you were the best out of everybody. We want you to be a part of our, our team, and you're actually the only one that we're going to hire, and we want you to start immediately." Because she's trying to do a lot of stuff. She has her grandkids, and we'll pay you to just watch her grandkids and one other kid. And that's what I did. And I had to fix their lunch, do all of this stuff. Y'all, I'll never forget, I was getting food stamps at the time, and the woman called to verify. You know how they call to verify that you working there and all of that stuff. And I did it for myself. Like I said, I was somebody, I just made up a name. I was like, yep, this is how much she make an hour. She does work here. Because I was doing everything. I was answering the phone. I was cooking for the kids. I was doing everything. Y'all know how them daycares be back in the day. But yeah, I worked at Grand's Little Angel. Y'all, I literally have been doing daycare, school, like Head Start type of stuff my whole life. Like, that's all I know. Even from high school, I don't think, another fun fact about me, I went to Rancho High School in Las Vegas, and at Rancho High School, they actually had like a daycare for the parents, the mothers that had babies. They would bring their kids to the daycare. And that's when I started working with kids. That's when I started, one of my classes was actually going and keeping the kids that was parents, their mothers was in high school, and we would go in there and do the daycare thing. And that's when I was like, you know what? I love kids. I want to be a teacher. And actually, it was before that, when we did home economics, I knew I wanted to be a wife and a mother, because of when, I remember, never forget her name. Her name was Miss Tishner. And she was talking to us about how you be a good wife, how you be a good husband, how to sew and do all of these different things, cook. And I was like, ooh, I could do this every day. I could do this every day. Like, I was like, I'm meant to be a wife. I'm meant to be a mother. And then when we had to take the doll home, y'all, I was so into that. Like, I was so into that. I remember I had lied and told my mom, I was like, Mama, since I got the baby, we have to... You have a great weekend too. I remember I was like, Mama, since we got these babies, we have to go buy Pampers and buy. So my mama, she didn't, girl. Anytime I asked my mama to do something, she would do it. So my mama went out and bought Pampers and bottles for the baby. But that's just how much I was so excited to just have this baby. So I always knew I wanted to be a mother, a wife, a teacher. Those three things I knew I wanted to be. And now that God has me in this era where, okay, we learning how to just do all of these things the right way. We learning how to be the best version of ourselves we possibly can be. I'm here for it even more. I'm here for it even more, y'all. I know I be getting on here and I be talking. I'm going to talk. I'm going to talk, y'all. I'm going to talk. That's just me. I love to talk. I love to encourage other people, and I love to be the bright light in people's life. Like if you having a bad day, I want to make you feel happy. If I'm having a bad day, I love coming on here and just talking to y'all. Y'all make me feel happy. And like I said, I normally don't even be in my living room. I be in my prayer room going live, or either in my bedroom, mainly my prayer room now. But I was just sitting here hooking up this TV and stuff. And I was like, let me go on and go live right now. My daughter, she got a cat for her birthday, and he loves to watch TV. So wherever the TV is on at, he is here for it, watching the TV. So he's sitting right here watching Angel right now. I cut it on for me, but he actually watching it. So he watching Angel. But I'm finna get ready to get off. I've been on for 20 minutes already, y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all here. I love y'all down. Cause I gotta post my video. I wanna go ahead and post my video that I did today. I did a couple. No, the one that I'm posting, I did not do today. I did it the day before yesterday. Because I'm trying to just post one video a day, but I'm recording multiple videos in a day, just so I stay caught up, because sometimes you can be down. Sometimes I can have a down day where I don't want to record, so it just makes it easier if I'm having a good day like today, record several videos, go live. So when I'm having a down day and I don't want to do nothing, I can just not do nothing. Y'all understand what I'm saying? But yeah, I do love y'all though, and I'm loving like how people is coming in, you're talking to me, you're getting to know my personality. And I said, what other way to get people to know you than going live? Like you already know if you seeing me on live, if I'm not for you or not, and if I'm for you. I ain't for everybody, and I don't look. If I ain't for you, just go on and move on the other way. If you think I might be for you, go on and check me out and hear what I gotta say, okay? And then if you check me out and you hear what I gotta say and you're like, yeah, I don't wanna move the other way. Let me just go on and go to this girl's channel and then subscribe and see what be going on. Let me click on a few of these videos and see what she really like. But, so that's why I'm really doing it, because I'm like, show people who you are, Camila. Show them who you are. Then they'll know what they get in, you know? I mean, I ain't asking you to, what's that, join nothing and all that, where you got to pay $2.99 or $14.99. We ain't doing all that just shit. All I'm asking you to do is like the video when I go live and ask you to subscribe to my channel. And then watch a video or two every week. You know, if you want to do it every day, that would be great. But watch a video or two every week. And when you see your girl going live, go on and jump on and keep me some company. Because people that already be watching me, y'all know I don't be having people in and out of my house. I ain't got nobody I'm chilling with like that. Nope, it's me and baby girl. And baby girl just, we just got back, so she in her room. She said she was coming to get her food. I think she forgot about it. Or no, maybe she was coming to get his food. That's probably what she was talking about. But yeah, y'all. I'm finna get off. I'm gonna go. Oh, hold up. Before I get off, have y'all saw on Netflix the movie Made? I mean, it ain't a movie. It's a series, Made. So good. If you ain't watched it, I'm telling you to watch it now. Disclaimer: they do have a little bit of cussing or whatever on there, but it is a great movie. It's called, a series called Made. I still got a couple of more to watch, and it was so good. I was like, let me ask ChatGPT what Thank you for commenting, and subscribing. You already was subscribed though, but thank you anyway. And thank you for always coming. But you be doing your big one. I be saying, baby, if ain't nobody else gonna go up on a video and talk to me, she gonna do it. She's going to do it. And I always know when you're behind on watching my content because you don't say nothing for a while. I always know when you're busy. You don't come on my live. Like I already be knowing. But if you have, for real, if y'all have Netflix, watch Made. It's called Made. It is good. Disclaimer again, they do have some cussing on there, and it's about a woman who was in a domestic violence relationship. Not where he was beating her, but like just like verbally and mentally abusing her. And you know, some people feel like that ain't abuse. So she was trying to get out of it or whatnot, and a lot of people were saying, well, you're not really in an abusive relationship. So in her mind, she was thinking that she wasn't in an abusive relationship until she started taking the classes that she needed, and she realized that she was. It's a very, very, very good series to watch. I still got, I think, 3 more episodes to watch, and then I asked ChatGPT what was something else that was like it, and they said Unbelievable was another one that's on. So next I'm gonna be watching Unbelievable. But I also, y'all, if you look at faith-based stories, like type in faith-based stories on YouTube, they're AI, but they're really, really good stories. I've been watching them a lot too. They've been keeping me grounded on what I should do, what I should not do, who should be in my life and who shouldn't be in my life, and what things just look like. It's been really good, like them faith-based stories. I don't know if anybody else watch them. It's kind of like anime type of stuff, or cartoon, whatever you want to call it, type of, but it's good. It's for adults though. And I really, really have enjoyed watching those. So that's what I'm about to do. Take me another shower, because y'all, it was hot. Take me another shower, get comfortable, and probably finish watching Maid. And then I'm gonna start YouTube, and I gotta read my 6. I'm reading six scriptures a day, at least six scriptures a day, and I'm praying, like I told y'all, at least 3 times a day. Y'all know what I have to get in the habit of? Praying when I eat. And I hate to say that out loud, that I am so bad at that. I'm horrible at that. Now, when me and that man was staying together and we prayed, we ate, he would always pray over our food, and I would remind him to pray if he forgot. But me by myself, I just be eating. I know that's horrible. I have to get hello. I have to get accustomed to praying over my food, y'all. I know that's horrible to say, but God already know. So I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I ain't trying to hide nothing from people, because God sees all. He's the only person. Look, he's the most important. So I have to be more intentional, for real, about praying over my food. I don't know what the problem is, because I pray 3 times a day, morning, noon, and night. I'm intentional. I actually have my phone, an alarm on my phone for morning, noon, and night prayer. So I'm intentional with doing that. And now my body's just kind of accustomed to doing it, because I set the alarm for me to start praying, I want to say like maybe 3 weeks ago. And now I noticed that I've been just praying before that time, like 5 minutes or so before, because my body's just accustomed to it. So I'm excited about that my body has learned to just pray 3 times a day, because I wanted to be more intentional. I have a certain time that I do it, and then before or after my prayer, I try to just sit in silence to see if God has anything that he wants to say to me, anything he wants me to do, instead of just being quick and jumping right out of my prayer. I wanted to be more intentional. And that's what I was telling my daughter today. I asked her, that's what I was telling my, that's why I set the timer on my phone. And we believe in God, because there is a God, and without God we would not be here. And if you want to question me about it, okay, you right. Okay, but I was about to go there. You right, don't do it, because I've been happy. This has been a good lie. But what I set you an alarm, sis, that's literally what I did. What God told me to do is set an alarm about praying 3 times a day, and he gave me the times. And since I've been doing it, it's been really, really, really helping me. So it's been really, really been helping me. Nobody sees air either, fool. Who sees the air? But you breathing, it's the oxygen. Like, think. You don't see a lot of things, but it exists. We know we have air because it's the oxygen that we breathe. Without it, we would not be alive. You don't see air. So, you know what? People can be so ignorant with stuff. I mean, I know everybody's ignorant to certain things, but that's crazy. You don't see them. It's a lot of things that exist that we do not see. So what's the point? That's not a good logical terminology. That doesn't make any sense, what you're saying. That does not make any sense. It's a lot of things that we don't see that exist. Make it make sense. But I'm not finna go there with you. I'm having a good day. If you don't believe, that's fine. That's your preference. Whatever it is you want to do, baby, that's your life, okay? I am a believer. I'm not swerving from it. You don't have to tell me nothing. You don't have to say nothing to me about why it ain't true. You don't need to say none of that to me, because it is what it is, and what I believe in is facts. Okay. And I'm not answering no questions, so you can stop asking me. If you want questions to be answered, go somewhere else, because right now we on a whole nother discussion about movies and stuff, okay? Okay, so and wait a minute now. I'm gonna say this to you. You said in America they teach you wrong. No, I'm not taught wrong, because people don't teach me. God teach me. Okay, I have a relationship with him. So you talking about what they do in America, I don't care what they do in America. I'm talking about me. So educate yourself. Oh, well, if you already do, and let me tell you how I've been doing it. I actually wake up at 4:44 in the morning. I pray. I pray again at 2:22, and then I pray again at 7:18. Those are the 3 times that I pray, and then I will pray. Like if I just want to pray throughout the day, I will just pray throughout the day. And I'm serious, sis. Like, I will stop doing what I'm doing. Like today, we had pulled up to the restaurant, and my alarm went off for me to pray. We was about to get out. I told Alicia, we got to pray first. My alarm went off. And that's just how I do it. I'll stop whatever I'm doing, so I'm more intentional with it. You know, but like I said, like eating and stuff, I don't pray. I don't know what is up with me in that. That's the only thing that I'm struggling with. And I don't know how I'm gonna fix that, but I need to fix it. I definitely need to fix it. And like I said, when that man was here, every time we ate together, he would pray. And if he didn't remember to pray, I would remind him to pray. And the kids, I even had it where his son, my son Elijah, he would pray for him and Leisha, because we all didn't eat together, but they would eat at the same time. I would tell them to pray before they ate. Like, make sure you pray. You're the man. Like, you need to pray, cover your family, this, that, and the other. So I was teaching him that. But yeah. Yeah, I've been on for 32 minutes, and my phone is like literally on red. I think it said I had like 18% left before my phone dies. But I enjoy going live. I really do. I'm waiting for my ministry channel. I really want my ministry channel where I can go live on there, because I think I will be more active on there, because I be posting videos on here that I'm supposed to post on there too. And somehow I've been getting sidetracked, so I have to start remembering to be more intentional with my ministry channel as well, instead of just this channel. But y'all, this channel is growing. I am so blessed and highly favored. I'm so grateful for God, because this channel is growing. I just been doing this channel since December. And I know to some people, like, it's nothing, but I'm already almost at 600 subscribers. And to me, that's a lot, because on my other channel that I've been doing for a couple of years, I'm almost at 800. And this channel is almost about to catch up with that channel. So I'm just so blessed. And that's what I know. Yeah. Yep. I mean, I think that's not everybody. Let me take that back. Most people. That's what I will say. I think that's most people. And I love it too that I'm doing it like that too, because I feel proud of myself that I'm actually putting God before everything. Like, I'm stopping what I'm doing, and I'm putting out, and I told my daughter that today too. I said, even if you just say, God, thank you for the roof over my head. God, thank you for shelter. Thank you for water. Thank you for giving my mama the resources to make sure we have what we need. Amen. That's what I told her. I said, it doesn't have to be anything long and drawn out, but every day you need to acknowledge him. Every day you need to tell him something. You need to talk to him every single day. And that's what I tell a lot of people, like, prayer it don't have to be as hard as people say. Just talk to him the same way you would talk to your friend. Talk to him the same way you would talk to people that you're comfortable talking to. Because there's no right or wrong way to pray. I don't care what people tell you. There's no right or wrong way to pray. I remember when I was going to a church and the pastor stood up in front of the congregation and told a wife that her prayers were Mickey Mouse prayers and she needed to pray harder for her husband because he had mental issues. And I looked at him and I'm like, did he really just call this woman prayers Mickey Mouse prayers? It's time out for Mickey Mouse prayers. No prayers are Mickey Mouse prayers. God will answer any prayer. And that's how, man, that's why I'm so glad. Most of the stuff that I have learned did not come from the church. It came from God. Because, baby, the church will really make people fear God in a way that they should not fear him. Fear him where they end up walking away from him instead of fearing him in the right way. Make it where they're scared and they don't want to go towards him. And that's not how we're supposed to fear God. But sometimes the church will literally have us fearing him in the wrong way. And some people may not agree with me with that, but you have to really be careful on the church that you give your time to. You really have to be careful. You have to use your gift of discernment. You have to ask God, is that where I'm supposed to be, or am I supposed to be somewhere else? And we also have to be mindful of sometimes God will have us at a church and then he'll plant the seed there. And then once that seed is growing and growing and growing, it can outgrow that pot. The pot is the church. God will plant you there. And then once you, like a real plant, once you start outgrowing that pot, you have to get pulled up out of that pot and be placed in a bigger pot. And sometimes that's what happens. We be staying at these churches for 25, 30 years, and you be on outgrow. God been done told you to leave, and you just there because that's your family church. Yes, that's weird that they say that. Why are you saying Mickey Mouse prayers? God will tell you, he will give you the instructions, but no prayers are Mickey Mouse prayer. If you going to God, you going to God. You're going to God. You don't have, people think you have to be yelling, screaming, shouting, and talking in tongues and all of that stuff. No, God will use you and everyone. Talking in tongues is a gift too. Everybody has gifts that they carry. God gives us all gifts. I don't know how to talk in tongues. Have I came, I think, close to it? Yes. But I haven't mastered that. Am I mad about it? No. And everything that I have asked God, everything that I have said that I wanted to do, I have learned, God has taught me to do it. Because when I would, people would say how they heard God and God would talk to them, and I would be in my feelings because I had never heard God talk to me. And then I started praying and asking God, help me with that. Why don't I hear you like everybody else? And God told me why. As y'all can see, your girl is a talker. And that's what God said. You talk too much. If you be quiet, you'll hear me. You can't hear me if you're constantly praying to me. You need to be quiet, sit in silence. And that's what I started doing. And y'all, again, I used that handy dandy timer on my phone like God told me to. I started with 5 minutes because it was hard for me to sit in silence. So I started with 5 minutes. He told me to put on some soft, meditating with God music. I did that. And I did it for 5 minutes, y'all. It was the hardest 5 minutes of that was hard. Because I couldn't say anything. And now I can sit in silence for a while. I could sit in silence for an hour and just let God talk to me with no problems, and just let God talk to me and not say anything back, because sometimes he be having to tell your girl, look, you already don't say it, you already don't pray, you don't talk to me, be quiet. It's time for you to be quiet now. God has to tell me that sometimes, because y'all can see your girl like to talk. I love to talk. I love to explain things. I feel like I'm a very thorough person when it comes to explaining things. I explain things well, and that could be because I was a preschool teacher for 30 years. But, and I think that's what God is using me for, explaining things, explaining how, the way people that has a hard time understanding stuff, God just uses me to break it down for them. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful that I'm able to use my gift other than just teaching children. I did love teaching children. I still love teaching children, especially with special needs. But I did also always think that the only thing I was ever going to be good for was teaching, and I didn't have any other talents. And I've wrote 2. I'm on my 2nd book that I'm writing. God has gave me so many different tools that I never thought that I would be able to do. Things that intimidated me is now some of the things that I'm very, 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 very good at because of God and Him opening up the door for me. Like I said, teacher, mother, wife. Those were the 3 things that I always wanted to be. I always wanted to be. I've had the pleasure of being a wife. I've had the pleasure of being a mother, and I've had the pleasure of being a teacher. The wife thing, baby, is still in the works because some men be saying that they want a woman, Proverbs woman, they want a good woman, they want a woman that's independent but will still allow him to lead. They ain't ready for it. When you bring them how a real woman is supposed to look, they ain't ready for it. So the wife thing, we still working on that, okay? We still working on that. And some of it could be your girl. Some of it is your girl. God don't call me out about my stuff that I need to fix too. But we gonna get there. We gonna get there. But yeah, y'all. We hear, and look, I need somebody that's gonna be wanting to hear me talk sometimes. Like, because I like to talk. Like, baby, come on, let's talk together. You can listen and I'll just talk if you want to. Now, that was one thing that I did love about that man. He was quiet. I was the talker. So he would just listen to me talk a lot of times. I'd be like, you don't have nothing to say? I'm listening. But when we were out in public, he would be the talker because I don't like, I love people, but I don't like people like that. You feel me? So I ain't talking to everybody. I gotta test the fruit that you bear. Like, I ain't trying to just talk to anybody. So a lot of people don't see this side of me because a lot of people ain't feeling the same things that I'm feeling. So I will sit back and be quiet in a room full of people and just look around. And then that's when people say she thinks she better than. She think, nope, I don't think I'm better than. But what I'm not going to do is entertain foolishness. I'm not going to do that. Even before I became a woman of God, like for real, like I am right now, I still did not. I would be quiet. I would observe. I would say hi, and that would be it. But because I don't like to entertain foolishness. Sometimes people, when you're a woman of God, especially when you're like had this gift of discernment, and you can prophesy, and people can walk up into the room and you can feel the energy. God has blessed you with that. A lot of times you don't want to be around people. I will sit in my car at your house. If I feel like the energy is not good, because I don't want that. And that's what a lot of people, if you have that gift on you, you walk up in them folks' houses that's carrying all them spirits, and then all them spirits walking back out with you, and you wondering why you crying, why you feeling depressed, why you having a headache, why you sick all of a sudden, because you entered a room that you wasn't supposed to go in. And I'm telling y'all, I will literally sit in my car at somebody's house or stand on their porch and talk to them. I'm not entering everybody's house. Since I don't started my journey, I am not walking up in everybody's house. I'm not going to do it. You can be mad. And people have gotten mad at me. I don't care about you being mad. Shoot. And then I remember one house, y'all. One house, somebody had passed away. You go to the people's house afterwards, and I just could not go into that house. I could not go into the house to save my life. And then afterwards, somebody that was in the house came out of the house. She was like, girl, they in there drinking, they cussing, they doing this, that, and the other, and kissing all on it. It was like so, and I said, that's why I couldn't go in the house. I said, it's too many things that's not of God up in there. It's too many things that's not of God up in there. I said, and then people fighting, cussing, smoking, doing all of this stuff that they're not supposed to be doing in public eye. No, that's why God didn't want me up in there. I said, that's why people, you have to really be careful. Pray. When God is talking to you, you got to know when to listen. And you got to know when it's time to step back, because a lot of times people feel like that person was saying, oh, you can't see him and all of this stuff. He ain't real. God will tell you what rooms you should enter and what rooms you should not. God will tell you what doorknobs you need to twist and the ones that you don't. God will tell you, if he do tell you in a room, why you're there. And you might be there just so your spirit can touch somebody that's in that room, but you ain't in that room to do all that foolishness. Because God will use you anywhere. Baby, God will send you to a strip club. He'll send you to a strip club and you wondering, why do I want to go there? Because it's people that need you there. But when you in there, that don't mean that you're supposed to be smoking, drinking, and tipping and throwing out dollars. You probably need to be in there praying and interceding for somebody. Talking to somebody about God. Like, you have to know why God sends you to places that you know you ain't supposed to be in. A lot of people will go to these places and they end up doing what everybody else is doing. And then you committing sin like everybody else. No, God sent you there to draw them people closer to him. Use your gift. God didn't send you there to act a fool like everybody else. Come on now. Yes, spirits do. They transfer. And people don't understand it because that's what happened to me. I never forget it. Somebody's relative had passed away. I hugged that person. This is when I first started walking in my calling. I hugged that person. Do y'all know for 3 days I was crying? I was seeing visions of this person as a kid and how they would sit in the corner and cry when their daddy would leave. Like, it was, and I didn't know where that was coming from. Like, I saw how they would be dressed, all of that stuff, because those spirits jumped off of that person into me. And then after that, I said, you got to watch who you hugging on. Because I was sick. I was crying all the time. I was having visions, like the visions was coming of the person's childhood, like all of their trauma, like all of the pain that they carried. Like, it was in me. The spirit had transferred to me. And I had to, I never forget it, that man's mama, when I started my journey, she was telling me a lot of stuff, and she told me what had happened, and she told me what I needed to do, what I needed to pray and stuff like that, and it worked. But baby, I was sick. I didn't know what was going on with me. I was like, what in the world? Because I had never experienced that before. I just knew I felt like a little girl, and I would just cry. I was just crying for like 2 weeks straight. I would be so sad in those energies, and baby, after that, I'm like, I'm watching who I be hugging on. Like, some people, I'm going to say, I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you, and I will definitely pray. But you got to be real careful. But once, I do feel like this, though. Once you become spiritually grounded, and you start knowing, like, not even grounded, spiritually more mature. When you're no longer a milk drinker and you're a meat eater, you can hug people and you can stop those from transferring on you. Like, if you pray before and ask God to cover you in whatever you're about to do, it's so important to pray before you enter rooms too. Pray, pray, pray. And I just did a video on something that happened with me with entering a room, a grocery store. And how God sent me to that grocery store. And I'm not going to tell too much because I got to post that video. I did do it. But God sent me to a grocery store. And I didn't know why he was sending me there until I got in the parking lot and I saw a woman crying with her husband. And God used me for strangers that I did not even know. It's a powerful testimony. I did the video about it, so I ain't going to talk too much on it now. But that just literally happened. Was it Friday? Yesterday or the day before? It was yesterday. Yep, it was yesterday. It actually happened yesterday. I'm trying to make sure it was either yesterday or Thursday, but it was very powerful. And that's how I know that my gift is real. Like, because some people will say, oh, you ain't been doing this long. You don't know, you don't know, you don't know. No, you know your gift is real when things happen. When God just leads you in different places and it actually, you're like, okay, I knew I had to come here for a reason, and then it just happens. That's how you know. Don't let anybody tell you that God is not speaking to you when you know he is. Do not. And a lot of times people are intimidated by you, and people will tell you that you're not a real man or woman of God because they're jealous. They can be jealous. And most of the time, the people that are jealous, I'm going to be real with you, are the people that carry the same gifts that you carry, but they're more intimidated to walk in their calling because they're scared about what other people may say or feel about them. See, I don't care. I shout it from a rooftop, baby. God is the CEO of my life. I don't get nails done. I don't go shopping. I don't do nothing without God giving me the authority to do it first. God has to give me the okay before I do it. And when God gives me the okay, what I am learning, once he gives me that okay, baby, he going to shake some stuff up. Because it's going to be, okay, do this, do that, do that. I'm going to give you the money to do this. I'm going to give you the money to do that. But that's because of my obedience that I'm making sacrifices as well. And that's what a lot of people don't do. Is all the time. I just said this on my other live. Like, I tell my daughter in a minute, like, look, we ain't eating out this week. Look, we ain't buying this week. Look, we ain't doing this. We gonna do this because we gotta help somebody. I can feel God don't say we need to help somebody. I don't know who it is yet, but we're gonna bless somebody. And that's exactly what'll happen. Like, it'll be somebody like, and I don't never tell people when I bless people, I just do it, but I've helped people pay bills. Even when I didn't even know if mine is going to be able to get paid, I have paid somebody's bill or, did stuff for them or put groceries in people's house, and stuff like that. Me and my daughter has literally sacrificed to bless others because God has told me to. But it has been people that tried to take advantage after I have done it for them, when God gave me the okay to do it for them. And then they wanted me to they would just randomly message me and think, oh, I can just use her now. She's gullible. No. If God don't release me to do it, I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it. God has to give me the okay to do it, because sometimes God will take you through things because you need to go through them. So sometimes we can be helping people thinking we blessing them, and we're blocking our blessing, and we're blocking a lesson that they are supposed to go through. We have to remember that. So always pray. Test the spirit by the spirit. Don't make any decisions without God being involved in it. Don't make any. Like, God can tell you to take the service road instead of the freeway, and then you get on the service road, and then 2 minutes later it's a bad accident on the freeway. That was God saving you. Period. Right? Right? I'm just telling y'all. See, I be getting on here and I get to talking. Because your girl like to talk. I really think that be me. I don't know. I be saying it's like prophesying maybe. God has me on here to do that. I don't know. I'm thinking that's what be going on. But a lot of times I be thinking prophesying is when God gives me a message, and then I'm telling somebody something, or I have to record, and he be like, tell them this. But I do feel like a lot of times when I'm going live, I am prophesying to people. Like, it's speaking to y'all. It's ministering to y'all. Like, it's giving you a whole word, right? I don't know. Yeah, see, I just said that. But yeah, see, that's when I'm like I said, I just allow God to use me. I jump on when he tell me to. And then I end up talking about stuff. Like, I was just talking about one thing, and then all of a sudden now I'm giving y'all the whole word. Right? But yeah. So I'm gonna get off. It's already 6:13. I'm going to visit my spiritual mama's church tomorrow. And then next Sunday, I'm visiting my spiritual sister church that's on here. Alyssa, I'm going to visit her church next Sunday. That's my goal, is to visit her church next Sunday. But I think her church is later in the evening on next Sunday. So, baby, we're going to pray. Because I think it's 6 o'clock. But then it don't start getting dark, I don't think, till 8. So I should be fine. I don't think it started getting dark till 8. So I think I will be fine, because I want to go to that church. But my spiritual mama don't ask me to go to church with her tomorrow. And when she be asking me, I be feeling bad. I don't be wanting to tell her no. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll come go with you. So I'm going to go with her again. Well, tomorrow I'm going to go with her again. But shoot, I'm starting to think she don't want me to, but they only do church. That church that she attends, they only do it the first and the second Sunday of the month. And then the other 2, they do it online. So, but it's like she be wanting me to go with her both of those Sundays. And I've been praying, and God been saying, go on and go with her. So I've been being obedient and going with her. And it's a really, really small church in the not the Dollar Tree, in the Double Tree. I think that's the name of the hotel in Richardson, right off the freeway. It's a real little church. Like, they don't have that many members. But inside of that hotel, y'all, it's a couple of churches. I think that it's their church and another church. But it's only, they don't have a lot of members at all. They probably got like, shoot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 members, and one of them is his daughter. It's a real small church. So, yeah, but I want to get to Alyssa's church too. I really want to experience that because, baby, I know that's fire. I want to experience that. I'm kind of, but y'all know what? I'm kind of with Alyssa's church. I think I'm gonna be stuck. I think God gonna make me sit down there. I don't know, but I'm kind of thinking that's what's about to happen. I don't know, but I'm kind of feeling it. We gonna see. We're going to see, but I'm feeling like God is going to use me there for some reason, and it might just be in my head. But I feel like when I go there, I'm gonna be kind of sat down. There, or maybe a church that I'm going to definitely learn a lot at. And that's how I felt. I'm gonna be honest. That's how I felt with the last church that I was a member of. Before I went, I knew God was sending me there. And then I went and I was like, okay, I get it. And that's kind of how I'm feeling about this church. So I feel once I start going, I'm going to be sat down there either for a lesson or because God wants to use me for something there. And it might just be for me to learn a lot of stuff that I need to learn. So, yeah. Y'all, that was random. I bet y'all be like, this girl just be saying some of everything. But I do feel like that. I do feel like that about when I visit this church, because that's the same way I did with Set Free. That was the last church that I became a member of. I went to visit and sat down in that second to the last row, first seat, and I was there for months, and started doing so many different things. And it started with me just being obedient. It was a funeral, that man's cousin's funeral. His cousin did the sermon, and he was up there preaching, and I'm like, I feel like I need to visit this man's church. And I'm like, I don't know where the church is at. And then he sent an invite in the family chat to go to the church. I ended up going to the church, and I was like, yep, God has planted me here. He's planted me here, and I actually did learn a lot. I learned how to be more comfortable, and just, let God use me at that church. So, and I feel like that's what's going to happen at this church when I visit it. So, yeah, or either it's going to be I'm going there just to learn. God is going to teach me a lot of things, and I'm here for it. I'm here for whatever God tells me to do. Do I be nervous? Yeah. I be nervous, but I'm going to do whatever he tells me to do. I don't be scared, because God don't give you fear. But I be nervous to try new things, but I've learned to be comfortable being uncomfortable now. But y'all, my phone is literally on, let's see. We on 6% now, and your girl just been talking. So we going to get off. But later tonight, after I charge my phone, I'm probably going to be in the room instead of the living room. After I charge my phone, I'll try to jump back on, but I got to charge the phone because I don't want it to just like die like on y'all. That's rude, and I don't want to be rude. But y'all, remember to allow God to be the navigation of your life. He will not steer you wrong. I love you, but most importantly, he does, and there ain't nothing you can do about it but love him right on back. And remember, sometimes he'll have you on the service road, sometimes he'll have you on the freeway. It don't matter how soon you get there, how fast you get there, or if you're behind a little bit, if you feel like you're behind, because you're never behind. He just might have you going a little bit slower so you can get a lot more lessons than somebody that's speeding through it, right? So Just know he's there with you, regardless. He's there with you. And I love y'all. And we all in this thing together. Like, God is working on all of us in different ways. Nobody's exempt. Nobody's better than the next person. Okay? We all have a relationship with God. So never feel like God has forgot about you. He'll never forget about you. He'll never forget about you. And I'm going to say this one thing before I get off. When you don't hear God and you're seeking to hear him, sometimes he's already gave you. He's already taught you that lesson that you need. So now it's time for you to take the test. He's not going to talk to you when it's time for him to see if what you're going to do without him telling you what to do. He'll give you the steps at first, then he's going to stop giving them to you because he's already gave them to you. You're going to see what you're going to do with them, especially if you're chosen, because if you're chosen, you have his sheep that's watching you, right? They watching you. So he want to see, can he trust you with yourself before he can trust you with his other sheep? Can he trust you? Can he brag on you? God want to brag on you first before he release you doing something for somebody else, okay? So remember that. Remember that. Remember that. Remember that. And don't think you ain't being watched by somebody. God always see you. You can hide from people, but you can't hide from God. And some people you can't even hide from if God gave them the gift. Okay? So watch that. Watch that. Watch that. That's important for y'all men to hear, too. Because, baby, God give us the gift of discernment. Don't play with us women, because you ain't got to tell us. Your homeboy ain't got to tell us. Your sister ain't got to tell us. Your mama ain't got to tell us. Sometimes we just see it because that's what God wants us to see. But y'all, on that, clock it. I'm out of here. I'll see y'all later tonight, though. I'm going to get back on because I'm feeling good today. Your girl is feeling good. I am. Okay. I love y'all, though.